Right then, people, we're back inside the building once again. It's Trickstar Radio and myself, Kovu, in the hot seat. This is Breakfast with Kovu, and we are in the interview hour. Moving on to our second guest of the day, one I've been very much looking forward to, someone I've been looking to get on the show for a long period of time. We finally got round to doing it. I'm super excited. Shosh joins us this morning. How are you?
Hello, good morning. I'm good, thank you. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's great to get you on the show. Obviously, it's been a pretty crazy year all around, and obviously for yourself, you've been someone who's been very active during the course of this year. So, obviously, you're no stranger to the station. You've been on, I believe you've been on Trickstar before.
I have, yeah. I came and did a guest mix with you guys last year, I think. Yeah, it was fun. Really good fun in the studio.
Awesome, man. Well, it must have been a good one. What we're going to do then is obviously break down your sort of 2020, because obviously it's been a bit of a different year for everyone.
Oh, yeah.
It's been an unusual year, obviously, as well. So, sort of talk me through how the year's been for yourself, because there's definitely been some ups and downs, I feel.
Oh gosh, yeah, it's been a roller coaster. I mean, I think at the beginning I was really scared, like a lot of people. You know, the kind of the emphasis was on safety above everything else, making sure everyone was okay and looked after. Obviously, as the months have rolled on, things have, perspectives have changed a little bit. I think everybody's quite fed up, and there's been a lot of misdirection and sort of frustration with how things have developed this year. So I felt that just as much as anyone else, and especially as someone who's so dedicated to the music and loves to dance and loves people, I've found it really hard emotionally to keep positive. But on the kind of switch side of that, there has been some great creative twists that have been able to flourish because of these situations as well. So there's always a positive, and in these difficult times,
definitely.
I like to think.
No, yeah. I can completely agree, and I think something we've tried to kind of hone in on this show as well is very much kind of looking at the people who are still doing sort of positive things, people that are sort of building platforms or networks or trying to do things in a slightly different way. Now, for yourself, obviously being someone that's so involved in the live side of things, someone who's been very, very active in regards to promoting sort of live music and live, like the sort of DJ culture more than anything else. How have you found that sort of almost detachment from the live events?
Oh gosh, it's been so hard. I mean, obviously, I run this label, 24 Hour Garage Girls, and it's based on a collective of women going out and smashing it. And that's not something that we've been able to do this year. And it's been quite heartbreaking because, we're a really tight group of friends. I miss touring with them. I miss having Friday nights with them. I miss the energy of the crowd. And everything's kind of had to be redirected to studio-based work, which is, it's quite linear. It's quite a solo task. So it's been a huge switch up in terms of the energy levels that I'm working with. But again, it has enabled me to push through with production skills, which are becoming really valuable right now. So again, a silver lining, but God, I miss the dance.
Definitely, man. I mean, the last time we actually spoke was down in Brighton at the I360 event.
Yeah, that's right.
And we had a bit of a chat there, and obviously we were talking through, sort of hopefully sort of festival bookings that might have been going ahead and things like that. And I feel that must have been one of the sort of last live events you played.
It was, yeah. No, that's spot on. It was the last event that we did before lockdown. And God, if I had known, I think they would have been picking me up off the floor.
Honestly, yeah. But it's such a bizarre sort of situation to find yourself in. But obviously with that, you have you found yourself able to kind of focus a little bit more on the sort of studio scenario and working on actually creating music more than just the sort of live element of things. So how have you found that as a transition?
Well, it's actually, on a personal level, it couldn't have come at a better time, this whole lockdown thing. If we had to have a year of lockdown, now is actually a good time. So we went into lockdown in March, but, where were we? So in December, I was speaking to my agent about our plan for 2020, and she was really emphasizing how important it was to be, getting releases out there and getting big collabs out there and working with other artists and putting out original music. And that was a conversation that we've been having for a while. So if anything, it's been a very much needed switch for me to move from being a DJ to being a producer. And this time has really given me that space that I needed to do that. So, you know, in a lot of ways, it's been a very constructive time.
Definitely, and I think, you know what, there's going to be a lot of people out there that are in a similar kind of position, and obviously with that, it seems to be something you've kind of picked up and ran with. You know, that you've kind of picked up the baton and gone, okay, we're doing the production side of things now, because we've seen such a flurry of kind of top quality releases from yourself. So do you want to
thank you.
Obviously, I'm in a very lucky position. I get to see the stuff landing on Juno, and I get to see the stuff landing on 3000 as well. So we get to see a lot of the sort of the content beforehand, and it's been genuinely so impressive to watch. So kind of with that, like, what has been the sort of running order for releases this year then? Because I know you've had a fair bit out.
Oh gosh, you put me on the spot now. It's early. So I released Get Down sort of just at the start of lockdown. Which is such a shame because I was looking forward to playing that in the club so much. That was kind of like a big bass banger. I've been trying to do production that crosses garage with a more bassy sound because I wanted to make that 4/4 garage vibe really sit nicely in the clubs. So that was kind of where my direction was at the start of the year. Then I brought out Bring the Bass and Champions League with Local, who is an excellent MC from Cardiff. Really smashing it in the garage scene as well. He's got UKG bars for days, that boy. Absolutely rinsed the tune. And then we released Let You Know, which was a collab with Matt Jam Lamont and Echelon, which I love. It's kind of like a garage housey track.
Definitely.
And then finally Feel Me, which came out last month with Kelsey on Nuvolve. Definitely.
Well, that kind of leads us conversation-wise quite nicely into this this discussion, which I'm really, really keen to kind of break down, because obviously, as yourself being someone who's very kind of involved in that sort of garage scene, obviously 24-hour Garage Girls being like a primary factor in that. But when you look around sort of UKG as a whole, you can't really get much bigger than Man Like EZ, can you? Like, he's a sort of archetype in that sort of area, especially for sort of performing live as well. So how have you found that sort of transition into releasing with his label?
Oh gosh, it was so much fun. It was amazing, and the team have been great at Nuvolve. I mean, it's always a difficult one getting something new off the ground, especially in such a saturated environment. You know, it's the kind of peak of lockdown. Everyone's been super productive. There's a lot of new music coming out. I think I read somewhere on Twitter this morning that there's 400 tunes released every day in the UK. So, you know, the marketplace is just completely saturated, and Nuvolve has been like this shining beacon in UK garage music lately, and you know, it's because of that EZ name behind it. It has so much quality and it carries so much weight with it that it is kind of heralding a new sound or a kind of new modern era for garage in a really nice way. So I'm really pleased to be a part of it, and it was loads of fun.
Awesome, man. Well, it definitely looks like it's been it, and obviously there's been numerous releases this year which have done really, really well. Obviously you've been featured on New Music Friday as well. How was that?
Oh yeah, fab. Oh gosh, you know, the tune has got on so many playlists at the moment. I'm so gassed. I'm really happy. Thank you, Spotify.
Well, it's sick to see, man. And I think as well, I think that sort of definitely the sort of reputation that's been built up by 24-hour Garage Girls and that sort of live performance element definitely, I feel, goes kind of like a long way in making sure people do actually go out and listen to the tunes you're making, and then they are like, oh wow, these bang at the same time. You know, it's like a nice sort of crossover to see. So obviously with that, then we're going to get into this new single. Feel Me with Kelsey. So talk to me about the tune. What can we actually expect to hear from it kind of sonically? How does it sound?
The tune, okay, so I was trying to go for modern UK garage ballad in the making. It's got that kind of classic M1 organ that we know from like Show Me Love and Nightcrawlers and all that kind of stuff, and it's got sort of nice organ stabs, but it's got a 4/4 drum, so it's dance floor ready as well.
Awesome, man. Well, we're going to get into this one now then. We are live on the Big Bad Trickstar Radio. This is Breakfast with Kovu. We are in the middle of the interview hour talking to Shosh right about now. Just before we jump into this one, what is the best place for people to hit you up on socials?
Oh, you can get me on Insta. It's Shosh, SHOSH UKG.
There we go. Wicked stuff. Yeah. Right, keep it locked, people. Don't go anywhere. We are live in conversation, and we're going to be carrying on this conversation the other side. We're going to be talking more about sort of future plans, what we can expect across the rest of 2021, and a lot more. So don't go anywhere.
Breakfast with CubCalVU.
Trickstar Radio.